All right, I'm going to be doing an Alpha 3 tutorial, just real quick going over the controls. Um, I'm holding my baby while doing this, so you'll see my left hand's not going to move much. But pretty much you start out in the screen, you just need to pick your points for your table. So I'm going to press the left trigger to lock in the left point, and press in the right trigger to lock in the right point. Once I have the triggers locked in, I can press the button on my right hand. That's going to be the A button on Oculus. On Vive, that would be the down button on your main hand. Brings up the menu. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into pick tool mode. This is where I can, when I click on that and then press the triggers, cycles between the different types of tools that you can use. For Vive, there's only the controllers and then a placeholder one. For Rift, you have the ones that the avatars provide. Okay, so once I have that locked in, I'm going to press the A button. If you press the X button, it locks in as left-handed mode, and there's actually a few bugs with that. I would just stick with right-handed mode for now. Press A, and then go to builder mode. It's going to start out loading the sample diorama. You can't move anything in here, but this is just to get your starting scale right. So you hold down the grip on your right hand and you move your hands closer together, let go, move them closer together, and this will decrease the scale, or a part will increase the scale. And you can set the starting scale to your liking. Once you're done, you click on build new. By clicking, I mean you hover your pointer, that white dot, over it until it turns green, and then you press the A button. Again, on Vive, when I say button, I mean down on the analog stick. When I say button 2, I mean up on the analog stick. With the Oculus, it's A and B, and then left and right on the analog stick would be left and right on the Vive controller. Trigger and grips don't change. All right, so once you're in build mode, there's different options. Unlocking the diorama, scale assist, just base light, that's cut off right there, but that you can point the direction you want and then press the button that puts the light in the general direction you want. There's a lot of work to do on the lighting still. And then mini table, I actually need to remove that because I changed the way I'm doing that. And then stamp 1, that just means that the button's being stamped. I'll explain that later. Hit back to close that menu. Go to Object Explorer. We'll just pick Fantasy Interiors. We'll pick Floors, and we'll pick this floor. Now, at first, you're in place mode, or in free mode. And when you press the button 1, it just makes a stamp of that object. Pressing button 1 on your left hand destroys the held object. Hovering over the object and pressing A again picks it up, and it's still in stamp mode. But if you're holding the object and you press button 2 on the right hand, which is B, then it goes to pick up put down mode. So on button 1 press, you just pick up and put down. You don't stamp copies. So if you want to stamp copies, press B again, and it switches back to stamp copy mode. All right, now the right hand trigger button will switch between free mode, rotation lock, so that you can't turn it. Like if I stamp that there, it'll always be level. Then the next click is snap mode to grid, so that you can get a perfectly lined up grid here, and like so. All right. Other controls, just double checking. When you're holding an object, if you press left or right, it'll rotate it for you by 45 degrees. That's useful mainly in grid mode, but also when you're in free place mode, it can also be useful to, so you don't have to pick up, put down, turn, and so on and so forth. All right, so pressing the button 2, which is the Y button on the left controller, goes back a page. If there's more than one page, like if you go to Fantasy Interiors, it's got full 9 icons. There's actually some more stuff if you press right. And then if you go left, you'll go back. These full rooms, be warned, this is very glitchy. I put all these in dioramas that you can load and look at, but this is actually full rooms set up by the asset author. And then, let's see, that should be about it. Trying to think if I'm missing anything that you absolutely have to know. Save as new will save your file. Save overwrites it. There's no confirmations. You just have to trust that when you highlight over this and press it did it. File Explorer, this blank one here, is actually the dioramas. I've included some pre-made ones here. So I've got about 18 dioramas. You can see this empty room that I put together. This was all done with the snapping tools. Fantasy environment with some random spaceships and stuff because I like doing that. Second fantasy environment, I put this together. This was done with the tool. My logo, project tables. You can actually move this if you want to. And if you think you can design a better logo, and you send it to me as the diorama file, I'll be happy to take a look at it and consider using it. But the dioramas, they get loaded in File Explorer. This is the root directory where you installed it, /dioramas, and you'll see all these in there. They're .dio files. So send me any dioramas you make, and they'll be featured in the next release. Alpha 4 should be my last release, and then I will be moving into a Kickstarter campaign to attempt to raise some funds to get more content than just spaceships and simple towns and fantasy interiors. So I'll be posting more details about that on my site at www.vartables. That's VAR tables.com. The VAR stands for virtual augmented reality, which is the idea behind this is that you're making tables and you're creating the environments to play augmented reality games in on your virtual table. Thank you for watching and hope to hear back from you.